Today is January 25, 2023, 7:49 in the morning. I don't know if I'm gonna share this video for whoever, but this is for myself review. This is English major, and wait a minute, I'm gonna check myself using my cell phone. What happened? What happened? If I can hear myself, but how can I? What should I do? Gonna check my own. But I can see my whole thing. It's not good. I'm taking so long. I should share just. I'm sure a window. I can see what. I can see what. I can see. Na makita na English mo ko. Makita na ako ang ataman na sige number one, showing the contrast between vowels E and E, as in heat, and heat is best presented by using minimal pairs. Many a man desires to be rich and famous. 3. Anton's Nipahat was destroyed altogether by typhoon. 4. In a play production which stage is casting a part of pre-production. Next, 5. Which of the following WH questions elicits clarification? What does that mean? 6. In the sentence, my aunt tenderly mothers her youngest son, the word mother is a verb. 7. Which of the following word contains the sound the? I don't know if it's right, but the. Therefore. 8. Comprehensible input. Impressions input. Hypothesis is I plus 1. Anyway, if someone gonna see this video, I'm not perfect. I am not good in pronunciation and whatever. As long as I can read it, it doesn't matter. As of now, what's important is to study or read. The Philippines is considered as English a second language or ESL nation. Then he devised the plan which caused the fall of Troy and brought victory to his people, Odysseus. 6 at noon, taxis. Kuya is not here. Find Kuya. Na ako pag umangko, di ba? Asan ako nung wala ko? 11:06, sex at noon, taxis. Taxes. Palindrome. 12. This is an affective factor which refers to the learner's reason for trying to learn the target language. Motivation. 13. Before presenting a debate video, Teacher Aloy instructed his students to focus on evaluating the speaker's arguments and the value of his ideas. Critical. What type of purposeful listening will his students be involved in? Which best describes the Old Testament as literature? The Anthology of Jewish Literature. 15. And Amador Dagios, The Wedding Dance, which type of conflict is shown? Man versus Society. 16. Which type of news story aims to entertain more than to inform? News feature. 17. The plays Oedipus Rex and Antigone were written by the Greek dramatist Sophocles. John decided 18. John decided to revise some of the profanities in his written work to be sensitive to his young readership. Which aspect of writing did the mainly consider audience? 19. The Let 101 students were asked to look for specific names of the characters while watching the film Pride and Prejudice. Oh my god, which of the following skills was emphasized? The answer is letter B, listening for details. 20. Teacher Lada prepared a reading passage that talks about a specific discipline and selecting words to include in their vocabulary instruction. She first included the words that have completely different meanings in other disciplines. What type of words did teacher Lada consider first? The answer is letter D, technical words. 21. Which of the following is a gradable adjective? Healthy, letter D. If a student has familiarity with the sounds of the language, he or she is said to have. Which of the following sentences does not have a linking verb? The class are working on their science project. 24. The extension part of a traditional stage is referred to as apron. 25. Which of the following is properly sequenced? An ugly old gray wooden statue. 26. The words inadequate, disembark, uneducated, and illegitimate have prefixes that are negative. 27. It is the study of how people use language in different contexts. Pragmatics. The following sentences: the shoe all wet, cat drink milk, daddy go bye bye are sentence structures of lexical words with no functional or grammatical morphemes. These sentences are characteristic of what stage of first language acquisition? Telegraphic stage. Hare Bisher Stows. Basta di ko ba sure kung mga pag-pronounce. Hare Bisher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin inspired which famous Filipino literary masterpiece? The answer is letter B, No Limita ang Harry. What sense image is used in this line from La Torena's The Small Key? There were dark, newly plowed furrows, where in due time Meru's seedlings would rise to sturdy stalks and golden grain to a rippling yellow sea in the wind and sun during harvest time. A C visual. The activities the second language teacher does in his or her class pertain to techniques. 32. Which of the following is the focus of control to free writing? Accuracy of writing. 33. Which, when the scene calls for an intimate, romantic moment, down which part of the stage is most appropriate to be used? Downright. Nanghilak na ang mga tao sa palibot. Ang pagmamangkon. Okay, in oral interpretation, which does not belong to the group? Readers, theaters. So, ang nabilong kay storytelling, monologue, o declamation. 35. This view emphasizes that native language comprises habits that a second language learner must overcome. This is accomplished by forging new habits through repetition of pattern drills with a accompanying positive reinforcement. A. Behaviorist learning theory. Kuya, where is Lala? Ha? Can you bring Charlotte to Lala? Ka, very noisy. Tita is reading. Oh. Ananas Lala. It's okay, Kuya. Which hypothesis suggests that 36. Which hypothesis suggests that there is an optimal window of time during which anyone can learn a first language or second language in a normal or native like level? B. Critical period hypothesis. 37. A low intensity earthquake was felt. How should students exit from the college building? What is heard from the dean? Move out of the classrooms orderly and proceed to the open field. 38. She was considered to be the most respected Filipino woman fictionist during pre-war days, Estrella Alfon. Which of the following nouns show inflection? The librarians. 40. The following words lab, dorm, prof, gym, prom, and mic result from a word formation process called clipping. Gi-clip siya ka ng gi-shorten siya. For example, laboratory, gihimo siyang lab. Ang gymnasium, gihimong gym. 41. The judges choose Mau Mau, the best dog in the show. The italicized phrase functions as object complement. A. Object complement. 42. The transcription top type I type di na big day na nga I ang kanio. Dako siya nga I type represents the word type. Who is acclaimed to be the prince of Ilocano poets? The answer is Claro Caluya. 44. It was referred to as the golden age of Chinese civilization. The answer is letter D, Tang Dynasty, which pertains to all the elements the director visualizes and puts in every scene. Picturization. 46. Display writing focuses on the development of alingongong kaya akong mga igsuonas kawas. O, diba? Marag ako. 46. Display writing focuses on the development of the academic writing skills. The following are... Mga istorya, di ba syagit? 46. Display writing focuses on the development of the academic writing. Sorry. 46. Display writing focuses on the development of the academic... Lobat na ko. Dara sa... Oh, God. Ang lobat. Oh my God. I want to eat apples and bananas. Hay, kay karaume. Siyempre, tugnaw kayo ng habol patano. Alas 8:02 na. Dun, 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 dun. Naka-headset. Di ko sure kung madungog siya kung gamito na. Ang sana dato? 46. Display writing focuses on the development of the academic writing skills. The following are examples of display writing except A. Short answer exercises. B. Note-taking. C. Research reports. D. Essay examinations. Ang answer kay essay examinations. 47. This type of novelty read uses familiar common expressions or verses. Epigram lead. The story's subordinate headline is called B. Deck. What aptly describes universal grammar? Letter B. Rules applicable to all human languages. Sorry. 50. When Roland and his compatriots realized that the enemy really do outnumber them, he had decided to ask for the help of the king's army for relief. How did he get the attention of the king? Letter B. He blew a magical horn or elephant. 51. Who is the famous worldwide playwright whose plays were never published during his lifetime but today are considered masterpieces. Letter B. William Shakespeare. 52. The imperative have an enjoyable vacation is used as. Letter B. A wish. Which of the following sentences shows an error in subject verb agreement? 100 pesos are hard to earn in a day. So, ang letter A, B, ug D kay tama. Measles is contagious. The community, the committee works hard even on holidays. Letter D, my pajamas are still wet. 54, the following words are formed by compounding except. Akong basahon na itanan kay ako maning paminawon di ay dili ko magtanaw. A. Hold up. B. Cosmonaut. C. Brown out. D. Warm up. The answer is letter B. Cosmonaut. 55. Which Filipino magazine began to operate in the 1920s and continued to flourish even during the Japanese regime? A. Kenkoy. B. Liwayway. C. Kislap. D. Bulaklak. The correct answer is letter B. Liwayway. What do you call the type of irony wherein it involves a situation in a narrative in which the reader knows something about the present or future circumstances that the character does not know? A. Verbal irony. B. Situational irony. C. Dramatic irony. D. Paradoxical irony. The answer is dramatic irony. 57. Which is not a characteristic of a story of a local color? A. Mores and traditions of a particular locality. B. Description of the local setting. C. Bias and prejudice of characters. D. Politeness and address markers. The answer is letter C. Bias and prejudice of characters. 58. One of the most powerful countries which existed several years back is blank. Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. What article is missing? A. And B. And C. The. D. None. The answer is the or the. One of the most powerful countries which existed several years back is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, which what article is missing? So the answer is letter C. 59. This type of stage has audience seats on three sides with apron of the stage extended so acting area is moved forward. A. Arena. B. Traditional. C. Thrust. D. Closed. The answer is thrust. 61 of the factors that influence learners' listening is their knowledge in the language system. Which of the following situations shows lack of knowledge in the language system? A. Lisa cannot understand their lesson on The Great Gatsby because she hasn't yet read the novel. B. Jenny cannot relate to her new friend's inside jokes because she isn't aware of the story behind the jokes. Letter C. Jesus still finds it hard to understand her American friends after 1 month of being exposed to their language. Letter D. Rose finds ease in listening to any speakers of the English language because she's been studying the language since she started schooling. The answer is Jesus. Letter C. Jesus still finds it hard to understand her American friends after 1 month of being exposed to their language. It shows lack lack of knowledge in the language system. 61. Which of the following is an example of talk as performance? A. Marilyn gives a class report about a school trip. B. Grace solicits ideas from AI or for her welcome speech. C. James congratulates Kit for a successful spoken word poetry performance. D. Brian called Cyan to ask about their sales presentation. The answer is letter A. Marilyn gives a class report about a school trip. This is an example of talk as performance. 62. Upon reading the story of the Little Prince, Arnaldo began to self assess his idea of what makes someone beautiful. Which reading comprehension does he manifest? A. Literal, B. Inferential, C. Evaluative, D. Figurative. The answer is evaluative. It is self assess. It is to self assess his idea of what makes someone beautiful. Evaluative. Evaluate. So evaluative. Ambot evaluative. 63. Which of the following is not a feature of reading application? A. Relating lessons to own life. B. Linking lessons to real life. C. Responses through multiple, grabe no. Kauin, lagot ko. Magugay sa advertise ay kapoy, magbasa dong. Ay, kapoy kay magbasa dong. Kapoy kay magbasa dong.
Ay, kaya ko mo.
Maayo jud kog damay-damay ana imong ka chat diha. Problema na nimo nganong nag-reply ka. Ayaw kog damay man nagbasa ako man nag-live baya ko sa akong sarili. Good morning anday nimo mandamay ka na ako. Siyempre makita ang naong na to tong tanan sa naton naong to. Ito kaluoy sa akong ilo. Oy, di ni akong ilo. Ay. Thank you Lord sa iro nga dili ako. Mag-advertise sa mi. Oy. Goodbye. Tulog nagbalik. Nagwani Cosme. Uy, ano mo Cosme? Ay. Tulog na. Diba? Asan ako? Evaluative. Haba kayo ang pagkumangkon marag ako. Ingungog kay ko. Kay balik na ko. Dili na ko siya bere ko. Asa akong i-share? Ah. Nawala. Dili ni Saba. Di lagi na ako ma-access. Kunsa ni? Tugnaw ko ano na akong ulan kay. Isa ni ganun ko sumi ganin. Tugnaw ko diri kasi man. Siyempre in my kalat ko room. Di na akong balay so. Kung nakabalay ko mga to. Dagang yaw-yaw no.
Yung spelling sa fine niya. One F.
F-I-N-E. Ano yung mama na mag-reply no? F-I-N-E. Wag ayaw akong mama na siya ka-chat din. Dumayon ta. Matanon. Okay, bulos na. Naman to akong ibasa na. Nawa na ako, mama. Ito na. Basta akong remember. Kahit kuhaan ako number 6. Ang last 6 evaluative. So, number 63, balik na no. Daghang advertise. Pasensya na. Which of the following is not a feature of reading application? A. Relating lessons to own life. B. Linking lessons to real life. C. Responses through multiple intelligences. D. Communicating insights and ideas. The answer is letter C. Responses through multiple intelligences. 64. In the climax of the story, Kim in Miss Saigon wants to let the characters feel the extreme feel the extreme devastation she is feeling. Now, otro, 64. In the climax of the story, Kim in Miss Saigon wants to let the characters feel the extreme devastation she is feeling. Which body position might the director select to be best? A. Full front. Nabasa na iba. A. Full front. B. Full back. C. 1/4 turned away. D. 1/2 turned. The answer is A. Full front. If you want to the characters to feel the extreme devastation she is feeling, The body position is full front. Buta ka, uy, 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 wala na yung basa, di pa ma. Case 65. Which syntactic structure is shown in the following examples? Resp- responsible officers, trusted friend. A. Predication. B. Completion na amaw naman. Nalibat lagi ko. Hayag na kaya ko. Okay. Oh. Which syntactic structure is shown in the following examples? Responsible officers, trusted friend. A. Predication. B. Complementation. C. Modification. D. Coordination. The answer is C. Modification. 66. A message was sent by the chief of office. What should the subordinate answer? Choose the best response. A. Noted, sir. B. I'll verify, sir. C. Sir, I got it right. D. Sorry, I'm busy, sir. The answer is A. Noted, sir. 67. He is acclaimed as America's greatest pamphleteer. A. Benjamin Franklin. B. Bompu. C. Washington Irving. The answer is letter D. Thomas Paine. Tradisyon na ay daghan pa kay Chardbe. 68. F. Scott Fitzgerald's story that is about a boy who was born old and gets younger every day. Saba sa mga iro. 68. F. Scott Fitzgerald's story that is about a boy who was born old and gets younger every day. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Button ba? Problema na na. Basta. Nakashare naman na siya. Problema na yung mubasa. Mali akong pag-pronounce. 69. Teacher J, para lang sa akong pagbasa. But share lang na ako kung ganahan mo. 69. Teacher J ensures that his students would not commit pronunciation errors in his class. Which teaching method does the teacher adhere to? ALM. Ako balon sa ng ALM. Basta mo na siya eh. Kapoy man search. 72. When a minimal pair. Ala. 70 pa dahil. If one wanted to find the names of the paper writers, he or she would refer to the masthead. 71. In the sentence, before Maria came to the university, she had served the DepEd for 10 years. The underlined verb phrase exemplifies past perfect tense aspect combination. 72. When a minimal pair illustrates that S and Z are separate phonemes, the answer is letter C, lacy and lazy. 73. Who among the following linguists believe that children are biologically programmed for language? Letter D, Chomsky. 74. Anansi the spider is a famous African tale of which kind? Letter B, Trickster Tale. 75. What is the title of a novel written by John Steinbeck which shows the Great Depression in America, where it traces the migration of an Oklahoma Dust Bowl family to California and their subsequent hardships as migrant farm workers? The answer is The Grapes of Wrath. 76. A byline is the blank. The answer is letter D, the signature of a reporter preceding a news feature. Byline. 77. Which of the following is true about the free writing approach? A. The focus is on the quantity of writing rather than quality. 78. In the middle of a conversation, Carl suggested that others speak appropriate language register to understand every detail in the meeting. If Carl's suggestion were to be observed, which factor in speaking difficulty could be avoided? All of the above ang answer, which is A. Use of reduced forms, B. Use of colloquial language, C. Use of unnecessary performance variables. Nada ni sa kuan ni Reyna, Saga Montibon. Gainom daw ko. Mali ka, di ba? About 79. All of the following are written by British authors except one. Which one is it? Except one. Okay? Si kuan man eh. Sino ko? Si Gatsby lagi ako. Ako na-search. Animal Farm Writer.
One.
George Orwell. Okay. British din na si George Orwell. Ang nagkuan sa to kill a mockingbird bird writer of okay. Ano?
Okay.
The writer of Kill a Mockingbird. Si Harper Lee.
According to the New York Times, Harper Lee, whose first novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, about racial injustice in a small Alabama town, sold more than 40 million copies, died at the age of 89.
Kay babae siya. Yang dagway kay manasiit. Ang dagway niya. Ang sariyang kanya. Na siya si Harper Lee. Kill a Mockingbird. Di pa. Number, asan ako? Ang nagsulat aning Wuthering Heights, Pride and Prejudice of Animal Farm kay si George Orwell. Kay British na siya except To Kill a Mockingbird. All of the following are written by British authors except one. Mga na siya To Kill a Mockingbird. Letter C. 80. This novel na taw lagi ko. This novel is based on the pilgrimage. Pilgrimage na ito ang word na kung sito tingtuting kamon na nakuha. Ano yun? Happy kay ko sa naghatag ano yun. Sinuvi ay. Bana? Ay, asawa sa umahon. Diba, share lang, wala. 80. This novel, maula lagi sa akong pronunciation. English major po sa. Sorry, Lord. Novel. Ato i-search with novel. Naman na siya. Naon sa daita? Hindi siya magpatuo. Kasi, tanaw na to saan pag-pronounce sino ko search ano novel.
Novel.
Slow be.
Novel.
Novel. Okay, kahit. Novel is based 80. This novel is based on the pilgrimage of the Buddhist monk Xuanzang to India in search of sacred texts. The answer is letter B, record of a journey to the west. 81. What is not true about the present perfect tense? So, basahon sa nato ni tanan ang true about niya. Letter A, the action started somewhere in the past and continued up until present. Letter B, it must bear with it the auxiliary verbs has or have plus the past participle form of the verb. C, the action is still happening at the present or just recently added. Letter D, The action is happening at present and may still happen in the future. Muna siya ang not true about present perfect tense ang letter D. 82. Symbolically, what does the sea represent in literature? The answer is letter C, life and death. 83. Which among the following is an example? Which among the following is an example of a nameplate? The answer is letter letter C, the Daily Tribune. It is an example of nameplate, the Daily Tribune. 84. Which type of editorial is used to point out the good and bad features? Which type of editorial is used to point out the good and bad features of a problem or situation mentioned in the news and suggest a solution to an end? Unsa daw? Gusto ko sa kanibasa. Ano nga ginawa na? Muna ko tanong o strawberry wayo, no? Kaya na ako yung rock tree, di pa ako pulos. Okay, for which type of editorial is used to point out the good and bad features of a problem or situation mentioned in the news and suggest a solution to an end? Okay, suggest a solution to an end, editorial argumentation. Letter A, 85. Teacher Muddy gives a springboard activity that would allow his students to connect the subject verb. Yati, oh, 85. Teacher Muddy gives a springboard activity that would allow his students to connect the subject to the students' previous knowledge about the lesson. What does this manifest? B. Schemata activation. 86. How does using colloquial language contribute to listening difficulty? A. Most second language learners have initially been exposed to the full forms of the English language. 87. Which of the following sentence correctly observes subject-verb agreement? The answer is letter C, 12 monks make up a year. 12 monks? Ano monks? Monghe. 12 months make up a year. Sorry. Okay, which of the following sentence correctly observes subject-verb agreement? Letter C, 12 months make up a year. 88. What can sleep on the beach or in the woods? The sentence has conjoined. Letter D, prepositional phrases. Pansa ko, bi. Mangusap ko. Lain ng Milo eh. Prega ba? Nauna ako pagkaon. Advertise ako. Na ako biscuit ko na. Wala ako. Asugol ko eh. Rainbow Crunch. Bantay, dili rainbow ha. Naman ito vitamins. Nagyatag si Charlie. Okay. Number 89. What symbol is used to link the events of the three generations in May Day Eve? Apo yan ang English. C. Mirror. 90. In which period did Shakespeare works flourish the most? Malagot ko na. Ako ba lang flourish na. Flourish.
Flourish.
Flourish. Flourish na natin. 90. In which period did Shakespeare's works flourish the most? C. Elizabethan period. 91. Students in TPR total physical response would most likely become A. Actors. 92. What conversation maxim seems to have been violated in the following example? A. How was the litany? Letter B. Well, the proctor is my former college professor. Professor. The answer is maxim of relation. 93. Which among the following statements is true? Second language speakers need to... Charlotte! Quiet! Saba kayo ko no? Uy, kay siya ka nang... Masisiyag ako na yung ni mama kong gamay pa. Daghan ko siya kuan. Charles sa kinabuhi nga na ako sa akong ate, diba? 93. Which among the following statements is true? Kuya, come here, kuya! A. Second language. Dili na ko madritso na ko answer no. Which among the following statements is true? C. Second language speakers need to prioritize not only fluency in the language but also the correct use of grammar rules. 94. Which poem by William Ernest Henley answers the question, do humans control their own lives? Letter B. Invictus. 95. The laborers are so happy that there and there. Ambot ida. Nanay ko ang problema na ang basa. 96. The diamond, the mineral, form. Oh my God! It's good! Oh my God! Pwede man good mag-message. Manghimota sa ta. 96. The diamond, the mineral form of carbon, is valued as a precious stone and also used for various industrial processes. What is the function of the underlined noun? Processes. Object of the preposition. 97. Katugon ako. 50. Hala, 25 pa. 97. In classical Greek or Latin poetry, what do you call the poetic foot which consists of two Ma! Ay, pangon, madungog! 97. In classical Greek for Latin poetry, what do you call the poetic foot which consists of two unaccented syllables? The answer is peric. Bala na siya kasabutan. 98. This language teaching method uses classical music to set a relaxed state prior to the discussion. See Suggestopedia. Ito lang ang ilong. 99. What do we call the beginning of the news story or newspaper? News muna siya. Lead. The beginning of the news story. Kay lead. 100. The English phonemic symbol that matches the following articulatory description voice velar nasal is kana ng kanang sa thing ana siya murag ingana siya pag pronounce kana kung di ko mali muna ako ma-remember basta. 101. Among Filipinos, what characteristic makes English difficult to understand? The answer is letter C. It is a second or third language. 102. An English teacher may administer a performance-based assessment in ESP using a rubric as a measuring instrument. In which of the following test is a rubric best applicable? Oral interview. Basta interview, no? 103. Use of graded readers is one approach to teach students with a low level of knowledge of English. In general, these materials refers to narapo ta sa ilong kayak refers to what's to different versions of books with simplified grammar. Kung di mo ganahan maminaw na ako kay pwede ninyo i-mute di ay ang sound at kamon lang magbasa. Kay saba kay Kuya Pulos. 104. Listening to classical music blank One of his preferred leisure activities is listening to classical music is one of his preferred leisure activities. 105. 11. Abby bought books for Andrea and 105 din 11. Pag-edit ni. Abby bought books for Andrea and blank me. Abby bought books for Andrea and me. 106. After the show, the band members went to another area and blank out with their fans. Search lagi na ako. Lahat. Hang versus hang. Ay na. Hang versus hang with friends. Na. Patuloy na ilong. Hang is the past tense of to hang when it means, okay. Hang, H-U-N, is the past tense of to hang. S-U-N is the past tense of to H-A-N-G, hang. It means to suspend or to, okay, past tense, tama siya sa hang. Amo ko time nga nag-review mi. Nag-review mi sa course assessment sa subject na ako. Basta nalipo ka na. Hang out with their fans. After the show, the band members went to another area and hung out with their fans. Okay. 107, nalampas ko. Neither you nor your children understand the problem. Okay. 108, eminent educators have observed that qualified jobs are becoming scarcer. Which statements is correct in structure and form? Letter B, of the areas that produce lanzones, the Camiguin Island produces the sweetest ones. 110. Among Asian countries, Singapore is known as a blank paradise. Shopper's paradise. Diba? Daghang kay reklamo kung pag umangkon. 111. The speaker should adjust the language according to the needs of the listener or based on what the situation dictates. All are examples of such adjustment except for. So letter A, speaking differently in a classroom than on a playground. B, talking differently to a baby than to an adult. C, giving background information to help listeners. Letter D, using difficult vocabulary for basal learners. Ang except anika letter D. Using difficulty vocabulary for basal learners. Ngayon pagbasa lang po pala na 112, a semantic study of Philippine English shares how unique meanings are in contrast to its standard counterpart. An example is the term room for someone who stays in a dormitory or shared room of a boarding house without meals provided is known as bed spacer. 113, someone who can suit his or her language to the specific context can be characterized as social linguistic daw. Ang someone who can suit his or her language to the specific context can be characterized as sociolinguistic. 114, a pair of letters representing a single speech sound as E in meat or feet in pat. Digraphs. 117, learning, nalampas ko pataka ra. Okay. 115, linguistic interference occurs when students learn another language. 116, list of topics and texts to be studied included. The assessment strategies and the other policies appear in a course syllabus. 117. Learning for empowerment and better self image is an example of letter B. Intrinsic motivation. 118. The Wars of the Roses were a series of English civil wars for the control of the throne of England fought between supporters of the rival branches of the royal house of Plantagenet, the House of Plantagenet, the House of Doncaster, and the House of York. Both houses use a symbol of a rose. Which type of rose did the House of York have? White rose. It is 119. It is the first foreign dynasty in China's history. Yuan. 120. English literature teacher can mean a teacher of English literature or a literature who is from England. Which type of semantic ambiguity is present? Syntactic ambiguity. The 121. The place, the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. Hamlet. 122. It is considered to be the first important poem in English to emerge from Eastern Africa. Song of Lawino, first important poem in English to emerge from Africa. Number 123, nibalik mo Hamlet, naadik og ham pagkaon. 123. When you critique a text without reference to its author or history, you are applying which kind of literary theory? Letter C. Reader response. 124. Almost all haiku poems include seasonal words like snow or cherry blossoms that indicate the time of the year being described. These seasonal words are also called kigo. 125, which best explains why Filipinos have problems in dealing with English tenses. Letter D. Tagalog verbs have aspects only. 126. When the pupils are in grade 2, which discrete elements are appropriate to introduce? Roots and affixes. When the pupils are in grade 2, which discrete elements are appropriate to introduce? The answer is roots and affixes. 127. The campus press serves as a training ground for future journalists. Which function of modern campus papers is shown? Letter B. Laboratory. Training ground for future journalists. Laboratory. He is a major proponent in theoretical linguistics. Sige, nakakatulog. Tulog dati. 128. He is a major proponent in theoretical linguistics who believe that language is a form of innate Noam Chomsky. 129. The writer who was charged and convicted of pornography for her short story, C. Strelia Alphon, charged and convicted of pornography for her short story. 130. ABAB BCBC CD EE is the rhyme pattern of letter D. Spencerian poetry. ABAB BCBC CD ABAB BCBC CD o E. Kay Spencerian. Dira na sila maoy. 131. In which literary period of England was the use of staging called mansions inside the churches and portable wagons wheeled about churches? The answer is medieval. Medieval use of staging called mansions inside the churches. 132, which can correctly differentiate the statement Marianne is a linguist from Marianne is a linguist. Intonation. 133, among the principles for good writing, what is considered to be the anchor wherein it keeps the readers from struggling off in all directions? Unity. keeps the readers from struggling off in all directions. Unity. 134 and second language learning, which is considered by Bailey and Savage 1994 as the most demanding and challenging of the macro skills. Letter D, speaking. The most demanding and challenging of macro skills. Bitaw kay ang viewing okay lang, ang writing medyo-medyo, ang listening okay ra pod, ang speaking gid kapoy og binag mag-pronounce. Speaking daw. 135. A modest proposal was written by Nathan Swift as a that Irish babies be flattened for profitable sale as meat. Since the English were eating the Irish people anyhow, what particular problem did it attack? Heavy taxation. 136. Which work of William Wordsworth signaled the beginning of English Romanticism? Lyrical ballads. Work of William Wordsworth signaled the beginning of English Romanticism, lyrical ballads. 137. What conflict is evident in Shakespeare's play Othello? See triangular conflict. Conflict is evident in Shakespeare's play Othello. Ma, isarado na ng portahan diya, ma. Palihog. Triangular conflict. How long is the span of the story May Day Eve? Almost 50 years. May Day Eve spans almost 50 years. 139. People involved in a play production fulfill certain functions. Which among the following is not included in the aesthetic function? Director. So, lighting designer, costume designer, and stage manager are all included except director. Aesthetic function. 140. Which of the following words sound different from the others? Bow, bow, throw. Bow. Ano sila ipag-pronounce na? Naintriga ko. Ang one. Bow?
Bow.
Bow. Ano siya?
Bow.
Bow. Okay.
Ball.
So, bahala na siya. Mo na yung answer eh. Problemahan mo na. Ido. 141. The time allotment for English in the K-12 curriculum is 4 per week. The time allotment for English in the K-12 curriculum is 4 hours per week. 142. Who introduced the printing press in England? Si William Caxton introduced the printing press in England. Si William Caxton. 143. Who first translated the news? 143. Who first translated the New Testament into English? When William Tyndale. William Tyndale, the first who translated the Bible in English. The New Testament in English. Si William Tyndale. What are the 144? What are the two main structures found when deconstructing a sentence into a tree diagram? Letter B. Noun phrase and verb phrase. Two main structures found when deconstructing a... Ina ni mo kusmi manulok man ka. 144. What are the two main structures found when deconstructing a sentence into a tree diagram? Noun phrase and verb phrase. 1:45, which isa ka sa naton. At ang hirap sa mukha ng sound sa silingan makakanta tag-apil. 1:45 napay o di ba nahilak na siya tayo. Malaag na sa at kinuha ko na ako na unsa na ni. Mang! Nahilak na. At unsa na. Kaya wala ko last ba.
Ako may problema si Charlotte.
Dahil siyang Tita Charmy na you go there! Tanawa eh. At dahil siya dito. Tama na niyo eh. Mahos ako goodbye. Ang last na ako kay 1:43, 1:40. Tama na, ikapoy na ako, kapangit na ako. Nalingog-ngog. Ay, si Kwanda ko, may ko ito ba ito ba, ano, noon, ko, bastos na.